When do we stop with the Gervonta Davis protection plan? When does it end? When does the Gervonta Davis protection plan end? I would really like to know because, I mean, this guy is the biggest name at 135, and he has an extremely exciting style. And you got a lot of big names in there that he can fight. Ryan Garcia, Vasily Lomachenko, Devin Haney. Now you got Shakur Stevenson in there. Teofimo moved up, so whatever. This guy has been fighting at 135 for multiple years now, and he's doing pay-per-view fights. And every single time he fights, it's not versus one of those big names. It's versus people that most people do not care about. He fights, Rolly Romero, Isaac Cruz, Barrios at 140, Leo Santa Cruz. They move him up. Whatever they could do to not make that fight happen. And it's just really disappointing because this guy is one of the best fighters in the sport. And it's like, why can't he fight someone that people care about? And I understand he's making a lot of money anyways, and I understand that he's going to sell out. I went to the fight when it was Gervonta Davis and Rolly Romero. They were all there for Gervonta, so I get that. He's the draw, he's the star. When you were the star in the sport, you could pick who you fight, and I don't want to hear about promotional stuff either because he's big enough where they can make it all happen. So it's just nonsense, all this stuff. And the way they talk, Ellerby and them, he's like, yeah, we're building him up, this, that. You could just tell Ellerby's full of garbage every time he talks. It's like Gervonta Davis is a very talented fighter. And he's 27 or 28 years old, something like that. And it's like, how much longer are we just going to assume that he could beat all these people without actually doing it? At what point do you say, okay, where's your resume? These other guys, Haney, he's undisputed at 135. Teofimo was undisputed at 135. Lomachenko, he has obviously a very thorough resume. He's older. Shakur Stevenson, he's moving up. He didn't clean out to 130, but he beat basically all the top guys that people really regard highly. And they're much younger than him. So at what point do they say, okay, we got to step up and we got to fight one of these big dogs? And even the way they're talking with Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia's at 140. He's like, he's got to come back down to 135. We're not going up to 140. Hold on one second. This is the same guy, Gervonta Davis, who he went up to 140 to fight Mario Barrios. So it was okay to fight Mario Barrios at 140, but it's not okay to fight Ryan Garcia at 140. Well, what does that really show you? I understand negotiation tactics and all that, but it's just disappointing, all these things. And I'm getting fed up with it. And it's like all these pay-per-views for guys that people aren't interested in. Leonard Ellerby, he was like bragging about how when he fought Mario Barrios, the people in the crowd didn't even know who Mario Barrios was, but they still came to see Tank. And I don't blame them for trying to keep doing these type of fights when the situation is like that, because it's like, okay, the fight is like that. You could make this big money anyways. Why take a bigger risk? So I get it, but you're not going to be regarded as one of the great fighters in this day, in this era, when you don't fight other top people. A lot of people on the internet, they say Gervonta Davis can beat Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis can beat Vasily Lomachenko, Gervonta Davis can beat Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis can beat Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis can beat Teofimo Lopez. Maybe he can. Maybe he would beat all these guys. But until he proves it, how could you give him credit for that? It doesn't make any sense. And he's the guy calling the shots. He's selling out the arena. So, it's funny where you got a guy like Canelo, who people, they give him a hard time for not fighting one or two people, but he fights top guy after top guy after top guy after top guy. Then you got a guy like Gervonta, who he's the top guy in his weight class. He doesn't fight any of the top people. Even Ryan Garcia, he's fought better people at 135. He fought Luke Campbell and Fortuna. You can make it. He moved up to 140. They couldn't make the weight limit, but even Ryan Garcia, who I'm also like, he's got to step up too. That's the fight. Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, make it happen. We all know that's the big fight people want to see. Title or not, that's what they want. And I give Ellerby and Mayweather credit. What they've done a very good job of doing is they've made it where belts don't matter. So that way, Gervonta Davis doesn't have to fight for the title. He doesn't have to fight mandatories. He doesn't have to fight top opposition. They could say he's really the champion. He's the best guy. Belts don't mean anything, even though Devin Haney's the champion. We all know that. But it's brilliant because Belts don't matter. You never have to fight any top opposition. You can still do pay-per-view. You can still sell out, and you never have to fight mandatories or unification fights. So I'm just tired of the Gervonta Davis Protection plan. Please make it stop. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.